Hi guys, Koopaloop1802 here. I'm going to be measuring the powder for my cases today, and I'm going to be going up in 0.3 grain increments and going up all the way until I hit the max charge. And by doing that, we're going to find what's called the node, which is the best range harmonically for my rifle barrel. And so, like I said, I'm going to start off with the base charge, which is 37.5 grains, and we're going to work our way up to 41.7 grains. You're going to have to excuse some of the background noise. My children are within 100 yards of me, so you can definitely hear them. But yeah, we're gonna go do that, and I'm going to do the first one so you can kind of see how I'm going to measure this out, and then we will put this on pause while I do the rest of them, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Alright, so like I said, our first charge will be 37.5 grains. So what I'm going to do is I have this little scoop that was graciously provided by Lee, and I'm going to put about 35-ish grains in there, and I'll trickle the rest in. You know, it helps if we have it in the right unit. Okay, so that's 37 grains, so we need to dial it back. So what we'll do, we'll just dump it right back in the bottle. Put that back on, should read 0. Okay, so now we're back in grains. Like I said, we want 37.5. We're going to put, it's hard to do this around the camera, but we're doing it. Okay, so we have 35.3 grains in there. Now we're going to use this powder trickler, and we're going to trickle it up to 37.5. Just turn this. Oh, wow. So it says a trickler, but we bumped up to 38 real quick. So let's try this again. This is a learning process for me too, guys, so hopefully we'll get it where we need to go. Alright. Alright, so that put us at 32. And now we're going to trickle it up to 37.5. Alright, we're at 33.3, 33.5, 33.6, 8, 9, 34.3, 34, 6, 34.8, 34.9, 35.1. Okay, it shut off on me. Apparently, most people don't take this long to measure out a powder charge. Okay, that's a little frustrating. For some reason it zeroed out. Alright, we're at 36.8. We're going to try to get to 37.5 by trickling powder. We're at 37. 37.1. 37.3. Alright, here's where it's scary because we have to be very delicate because I've already jumped over 37.5 once. There we go, 37.5. Alright, we are going to very ceremoniously pour this into the case. Make sure it all goes in. And then we're going to move on to the next case. Alright, for those of you who don't know, a grain is a unit of measurement that is, I believe, equal to 1/7,000th of a pound. So we're measuring in very small units. But I'm going to proceed with the next case up to 37.8 and keep on going up until we hit 41.7, I believe, or until I run out of cases. With that being said, we'll come back after I am complete. Alright, so the next step in the process, we need to seat some bullets. And I know what you're thinking, this bullet is already seated. Well, this is actually not what we're going to be seating. I just want to get this as my my baseline for length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this up into this seating press. Okay, and then I'm going to screw it on down. Well, I thought I was going to. Wait 1 second. Back this off a little bit. Put it on up there. Screw this down until it touches. Alright, and then we will lock it down at that length. Now, once I lock it down, I'm going to measure the cartridge overall length and get a reading of the exact length of what this is. So for that, I'm going to be using a micrometer. Going to turn it on. It is at 0. I'm going to take this. Right. Come back a little bit further. And overall length is 2.6905. Alright, so that's what we're going to be shooting for with these. Keep this out because we're going to be using that. Alright, so now take our bullets, these Berger VLDs. I really hope they shoot well in my gun. I've been reading and you know, I've heard some guns like them, some guns don't, so we will just have to play around with it. So these have primer and powder in them. Put our bullet in. And I've also heard that these can be a little finicky in seating as well. Looks like my case is not perfectly centered. Let's see where we're at. Alright. So let's take a look at this. Alright. Looking at this, there we go. Oh, come on. Alright, I don't see any deformation. Let's measure it and see if we got the same overall length. And it looks like we're looking at a touch longer. These are 2.7535. Alright, let me take a look at the reloading manual. And we're going to see what the maximum cartridge overall length is. Hang on 1 second. Okay, looking briefly at the manual, I couldn't see I couldn't see what the maximum allowable cartridge overall length is, but they are loading theirs to 7.10, and I'm at 7. I'm at 7.52. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial it down just a little bit. I didn't feel like it did anything, but let's see here. Yeah, so now I'm 2.74. So let me dial it down just a little bit more. Give it one full turn. Alright, that felt like it might have done something. Alright, we're at 2.703. I'm just going to give it just a hair more. I'm going to put it 2.7 even. Let's see if that does anything. Alright, we're at 2.700. And that's what I'm going to load them to, 2.70. And we will go from there. Alright, so now we have a finished product. At the time of this filming, this is 2 days after I started. The reason being, I got tired of dealing with background noise, and I also forgot to film this part because, I'll be honest with you, I was getting a little flustered. Not because of the difficulties I was having with powder measuring and seating depth and whatnot. That wasn't the big deal. Just it's hard to concentrate on this when your kids are yelling and fighting and fussing and doing whatever they're doing, chasing the dog. But we did end up with a pretty good result. Okay, that's what we ended up with. The overall length is 2.70 inches, and it did not deform the bullet using my Lee dies, which that was something I was concerned with. Yeah, it seems to be pretty well constructed. I have these numbered 1 through 14. That's how many increments it had to get up to the maximum allowable powder charge. And I am going to hopefully be shooting these in the next couple weeks to find out where I need to be powder charge wise. I'll be honest with you, if I shoot and maybe somewhere in the middle I get a group that's sub MOA, I'm going to hover around those powder charges, find something that works, and I'm going to just stop there with load development. I am not worried about covering 5 shots with a dime or anything crazy like that. If I really wanted to, I think this rifle can do it. I have shot pretty close to that using factory ammo. Admittedly, it was expensive factory ammo. It was using nozzler bullets and whatnot, but that's not my purpose in reloading. My purpose in reloading is to get custom ammo performance, so the Berger Bullets performance on game, at value prices. So that's really what I'm going for with this. I'm not doing this to shoot in bulk. Believe me, I love to shoot a lot, but if I want to shoot in bulk, I'll probably just shoot the Mosin, because I can buy surplus ammo. I think the last crate I got for the Mosin ammo was 440 rounds for $80. It's probably gone up since then, but that's still a screaming deal. You can't beat that. This is deer killing, hog killing ammo right here, and hopefully we'll get to test that out this year. But for right now, just trying to get to shoot right. That's all I have for this episode. I'm going to call it a success This is probably better than I could have hoped for the first time doing this, and I look forward to showing you guys the results of the ladder test. See you in the next episode. Kupu Pretinu 2 out.